So imagine this, you have a to-do list of what you want to accomplish for that day and you are motivated, you know you need to get these things done and so you really want to get to them, but you just can't bring yourself to start. Or maybe you do start, but you very quickly get distracted and start procrastinating. So if that sounds like you, then this video is for you. I'm going to give you 3 no-nonsense ways to kill study procrastination. And these things have been proven to work in my own life. So it's proven by personal experience and I know that they work for me and there's a very high chance it will work for you as well. If you don't know who I am, my name is Keefe, also known as ThatBioTutor, and I help Sec 3 and 4 pure bio students ace the subject while making their life a lot easier. So I just want to say that this video is not about how to get motivated. I'm assuming that you are already sufficiently motivated to do what you want to do. You know the importance of what you want to accomplish, but you just can't bring yourself to do it. So before I go into the 3 tactics, we have to become aware of why we procrastinate in the first place. And the answer to that is fear. Our brains are afraid that the task is too difficult and that we may fail or not do a good job. And so to avoid that, our brains procrastinate and do everything else except the main task at hand. Because if you don't even start, then you can't fail. Now that we know the fear of failure is really the main driver of procrastination, that leads us to strategy number 1, which is to aim for completion over perfection. A lot of us have the tendency to want to make sure everything is really good before we finish the work. And I myself am a victim of this a lot of the time. But we have to realize that if the aim is progress, getting it done good enough is so much better than taking forever to make it perfect. And if you lower your expectation to getting it done good enough instead of perfect, you will automatically have much less of a fear of failure. So I'm not saying that you should just rush through your work and don't put in effort, but the priority should be completing the homework. And as for the quality, just get it good enough, and that's much better than aiming for perfection but taking forever to finish it. Strategy number 2 is to just start on a little bit. So I was talking to a student recently and he said he was very overwhelmed and a bit scared to start on some of the practice questions because he had 4 chapters to do and those chapters were not easy. So I completely understand how he was feeling because I feel that too with my own work. So once again, do you notice how the fear of failure is causing us to procrastinate? The solution that I gave to him and that I will give to you here as well is to just start on an extremely little bit. So I told him just go and do the very first question of the first topic. And after that, you have permission to stop and take a break. There's no pressure to continue, only continue if you want to. What's most likely going to happen is that once you do that first question, you'll be like, okay, I mean, I've already done the first question, it wasn't that hard. Then let me just do the next small question. And after you've done that, again, you can stop whenever you want to. You don't have to continue, there's no pressure. But most likely what we'll do is that since we're already doing questions, we will just want to continue. And by the time you know it, you might have finished half of that first topic already before taking the first break. So if I ask you to run 1 km, you might be like, wow, that's a big task. But if I ask you just to take 5 steps, it becomes a lot more manageable and you have a much higher chance of actually starting on the task. Now, strategy number 3 is my most powerful strategy, and I'm sometimes afraid to use it because of how effective and yet dangerous it can be. So it's to get someone to keep you accountable, but with consequences. So I give you an example from my own life is that when I have to prepare and plan lessons, it's a massive task. It takes a lot of thinking and a lot of work. And you can imagine how afraid my brain would be of failure or of not doing it well. And so I naturally procrastinate every single time. Sometimes what I'll do is that I will tell my friend that I must finish planning the lesson by 9 p.m. tonight. If not, I will have to pay you $200. And that really instills a sense of urgency in me. So whether I like it or not, and whatever my brain feels, it doesn't matter because now I have a real deadline that I must hit in order not to lose that. So you don't have to do this with money. You can use punishment such as you will have to buy your friend a drink or lunch or give them something that is important to you. As long as you're afraid of the consequence, this method will work. And if you can, get a bit competitive with your friend. So do this for each other and see whether you can keep up to how productive your friend is being. So that's it. Those are the 3 best strategies that I know and I personally use in my life. If I miss something out or you have a better way that you use to prevent procrastination, please tell us below because I'm sure it will benefit other students here. And lastly, I just want to say that, I feel you if you are going through this. Everyone does. I'm not perfectly disciplined as well. In fact, I struggle with this more than you would expect. But the good news is that you can get through this, you can improve, and over time you will see yourself actually procrastinating less and less. And it's those students who have self-control that usually do the best. If you like this video, please hit the like button. And if you want to find out how to become the most productive student in your class, then watch this video here.